to the show. We talk about everything. Culture shock is what you're here to see. What we discuss next you won't believe. But buckle up your seats and off we go, with another crazy story on your drive home. E.G. lately is the man to see for all the personal internet needs. He gives his opinions totally free. Nobody matches his energy. He sings for you and plays guitar while reacting to things that are trending hard. So don't get mad, it's just a joke, unless you wanna be considered woke. Like we discuss next to all believe. But buckle up your seats and off we go, with another crazy story on your drive home. E.G. lately is the man to see for all of your personal internet needs. He gives his opinions totally free. Nobody matches his energy. He sings for you and plays guitar while reacting to things that are trending hard. So don't get mad, it's just a joke, unless you wanna be considered woke. So come join the show and leave a like, a comment, or you can just watch. Let's go.
Don't cry, she'll be back tomorrow. Take back all the time you borrowed. I'm no longer afraid to tell you that I need you, and I wish that you would come back for more.
don't know what it is, man. I get so fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get after it. I'm ready to start criticizing some fools. I'm ready to start criticizing some people on the internet. That's what we do here, right? Isn't that the drama thing? Criticizing some people on the interwebs. How's it going? We got so many people in here already. We got Red Sox fan. I hope you don't mind. I'm a Phillies fan. We'll be friendly today. Jessica Lee, Tina Catherman, member. Rajira, member. Jessica Lee. Storm Lily. Astro Worm, moderator. Carla Stops here. All right, I think I got everybody. Cool. What's going on, guys? How goes it? How was your day? I don't know how many of y'all were watching the internet earlier. Like, I like to listen to stuff while I'm at work just to kind of see what I'm missing. And apparently, like, all this shit went down on Chud Stream. I was listening to Chud Stream, and I don't know if anybody heard it, but this shit was just popping off, man. Yes, I did, Rajira. Thank you. I turned my ads on. That's why my moderator's so great. They're always making sure that I'm getting paid, right? Because why else would I be here? I'm kidding. I like talking to y'all. I'd be here anyway. Oh my God, Tina, I thought you said AIDS for a second. I was like, no, I don't have AIDS. I don't have any AIDS. How's it going, guys? Happy Monday. What you guys think of the new video? Oh, there's a car alarm going on outside. I hope that someone's not getting robbed. Hope someone's not getting robbed out there. But I hope that you guys have been enjoying yourselves. I hope that you guys enjoyed the new video that I posted. I thought it was pretty good. Personally, I think it might be the best video I've ever done. It's a toss-up between that and the first part. Part 1, I liked part 1 too, but part 2 I think was just as good. Honestly, I could get rid of all the other videos and just leave part 1 and part 2, and it would probably cover everything if you guys are, the scammer payback stuff, if you're not familiar. That video almost didn't happen, guys. That video almost didn't happen. There were some people making some threats towards me to try to get me to keep my mouth shut. And, I'm going to do that, right? Because everything I say can be backed up with facts. So I'm not Collins, all right? You can't scare me into shutting my mouth because I'm making up shit. Like, everything I talk about on this channel, I can back up, unless I'm doing lives. All right, I'm gonna be honest. When I'm live, I like to talk shit. All right, that's what lives are for, though. They're for fun, right? It's not like I get a chance to go in and do some investigative journalism like I do when I'm here. Hodgkins in the house. Jenny with Harrell. There we go. Hey, Red Sox fan, they're not doing good since the break. Hope they start winning again, unless it's against the Phillies, but luckily they're in the AL and the Phillies are in the NL, so we don't have anything to rival over. I thought the whole series was well put together, and thank you for standing up for SP. My pleasure, guys. My pleasure, right? A lot of people were like, I understand what you're doing and I stand with Pierogi, but I also feel like you're trying to make Pierogi seem like a victim, and I don't think he's like a victim. And I was like, I don't think I've ever said Pierogi's a victim. Is he a victim of misinformation and slander? Yes, 100% he's a victim of that, but I've never portrayed it like he's some kind of like innocent, woman who needs our prayers. The reason I like him and the reason I talk about him like I do is because he does good work. He saves so many damn people. That's why I talk about him the way I do. I'm not asking anybody to bow down to him and kiss his feet and tell him, oh, it's going to be okay, buddy, because he's doing really well for himself. He doesn't need that, right? But what he does need is for people to realize when there's bullshit being said out there that needs to be addressed and needs to be covered. We're going to do that. We're going to do that for damn sure. Red Sox fan, yes, I appreciate you standing up for SP. I'm glad you are. Yeah, I know some people who aren't so glad that I'm doing that. I think that when they started this whole SP thing, I think that they were like, you know what? I think we're going to get a straight shot to SP. He's so popular, I think everybody's going to be happy to see him fall. And then I don't think they were counting on me, though. I don't think that they were expecting me to to play a part here. I'm just trying to get my Discord up in case I get messages or something. Cool. So we got a lot to talk about today. Chud's stream was pretty crazy. It's always honorable to stand up for someone wrongfully attacked. Thank you, Storm Lily. That's all I've been doing this whole time, is I'm standing up for someone who clearly has misinformation being spread about them. And I felt like, it's our duty as people who consider themselves to be, like, I'm going to be honest, like, I'm not perfect. I would never sit here and pretend to be like some bastion of, innocence but I like to think that I was raised right by my mama. I have manners and I have a code and I have principles. And I think that that's important too. And I think that that's what led me to doing all that. But that is done. Hello, Kat. Yeah, she was in the shower. She was getting all cleaned up. But yes, we were. I would never say that I'm like some perfect guy. There's no such thing. That doesn't exist. All right, I was a drug addict for 15 years. So if I seem chipper and I seem happy, or as some people in Chud's audience were so kindly to point out, they say I'm soft. I'm a little soft over here. I wouldn't be soft if I was in the ring with you, buddy. That's all I'm going to say. I can throw down. But I choose to be happy because you know what? When you spend 15 years of your life struggling with drug addiction and you're now celebrating, almost 4 years of being away from drugs, you have a lot to look forward to because as I was saying to my lovely cat earlier, it's there's like, the worst day sober is still 10 times better than the best day when you're using drugs. And that sounds like cliche and it sounds quotey or whatever. And I know a lot of people who've ever gone to NA meetings know that that's something that a lot of people say, but it's the goddamn truth, man. I don't have to worry about getting sick. I don't have to worry about going through withdrawal. It's such an amazing feeling to be able to live your life free of that shit. And so if I seem chipper and I seem happy and I seem like I'm all like, hi ho, off the work I go, it's because I have so many blessings in my life today that I didn't have before. So, I think a lot of people will confuse that for me being like soft or me being nice. Like earlier today, we're going to talk about that. So we're not going to go into that just yet. But Chud was reacting to a video that was put out by a very small YouTuber. And I sent Chud a super chat because, I like to support Chud. Chud's a great streamer and super entertaining to watch. And nobody gets on the news like Chud does. Good for you for making a positive change in your life. That's awesome that you took the first step. You should be proud. Yeah, I what really did it was I lost so many friends, man. I watched all of my closest friends die. And I didn't want to be that. And I felt like one of us had to make it out. One of us had to do something with their lives. And I ended up being the one to be lucky enough to be able to do that. And, so many of my close friends aren't here today. Are you keeping stream up? I have to leave job 2 in 15 minutes. Yes, I will be up until probably about like 9-ish. We might go a little late depending on how it's going, depending on what we're talking about. Chud, I don't know how he does it. He streams for 9 hours a day, dude. Isn't that insane? And I think he takes off like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But 9 hours of streaming, dude. He covers everything. But today he had a banging ass stream. And it was he was covering the drama that was going on with this Chris Tyson stuff. And this guy was like talking about, like a lot of creators hopped on and started giving these guys who literally have a super small audience. They were like attacking the shit out of these guys. And I'm like, yo, man, like, I'm sure that they didn't do everything perfectly, but it was their first investigation. And I think that we should cut them a little break because it's their first investigation. And apparently they went to a bunch of YouTubers to try and help them get this stuff out. And it didn't end up. I usually stream for 6 hours. That's why I don't very often. Damn, Astro Worm, you psychopath. I don't doubt it, though. I always thought about doing like a 24-hour stream, like a marathon. I'll tell you what, if I get to 100,000 subscribers, spread the word. If you guys get me to 100,000 subscribers, I will do a 24-hour stream. That's going to be a far off run. It's going to be a far away from now. Chris Tyson, you mean the guys who put the video up of his son wearing dress and high heel couple a week after him coming out as a trans faker? I don't know if they're the same guy, Serena, but I know that the Chris Tyson thing is, like, insane because apparently he was talking to a minor. Kristen Ark was talking about it on stream today, too, but he had this guy on, what's his name? Swaggle? Something like that. But he was on Chud stream, and then he was on Kristen Ark stream talking about it. And, I felt like a lot of creators got on because Chud was talking to the guys who made the video, like the expose on Chris, and apparently like some of the ways that they did it was really sus. And yeah, the friend of Mr. Beast. Yes, Chris Tyson's the friend of Mr. Beast. And like these creators who've been around for a while were like jumping on these guys and like just tearing them apart and like screaming at them and stuff. And I'm like, dude, this is like their first fucking video. Like maybe calm it down a little bit. Chud was cool. Chud was being nice to the guys, but the rest of the people there were like really like on their fucking ass, dude. And I felt really bad for them, and I wanted them to, I wanted them to understand that, well, I didn't speak to the guys. I never spoke to the guys. We're gonna go through the Chris Tyson stuff though. Like, in fact, I kind of want to watch Chud's thing, but before that, there's a couple other things we're gonna talk. We're gonna look at the Cody Co stuff too. I'm gonna give you my take on what I think is what's going on there. I might have an opinion, might give me a little bit of trouble, so you have that to look forward to. I don't know. It must work for the Jehovah's, I guess. Yeah, man, you got to watch out for them Jehovah's. Apparently, the kid came out on Twitter saying he wasn't groomed and it was just jokes. Sorry, you were 14 and he was in his 20s. Yeah, I agree, Kim. And a lot of stuff that Chris said was really inappropriate. Super, super fucking inappropriate, man. And apparently, he's like celebrating lolly, which if you're not familiar with lolly, it's like anime that's drawn as young girl or young people, just young people in general. I guess it could be young boys or young girls, but it's like sexually suggestive kids. And then like the artist will always get around it by being like, oh yeah, but that's like that's a 1,000-year-old witch who just happens to be a kid. I'm like, no, that's just your way of justifying your obsession with like sexualizing like youngins, dude. E.g. missed what I said before, I think. What did you say, Raj? I don't know if let me see here. I have this one mouse now that can jump around to all three of my computers. It's kind of nice, but it also makes it hard for me to jump around. We could all dress up in suits and name badges and go door to door to get EG to 100K. Yeah, that would be awesome. Also, I told Rajira that maybe during that 24-hour live stream, we will stream my entire performance as Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar, because I promised her that I would do that as well. So you guys have that to look forward to. That's going to be, but that's at like 100,000 subscribers. We'll do that. I told Raj, though, I'll send her a private video. Not that kind of private video, like my show, the show that I was in. Because it was a big deal. And I think honestly being in that show propelled me to get back into doing this kind of stuff. Because, after getting out of drugs, and I've always been good at entertaining. It's kind of like the one thing I've always been good at is like entertaining people, whether it's with a guitar or just, yeah, no. I know, Raj, I wasn't talking like that, all right? Don't take the word, don't twist it. I don't get it twisted, man. But, yeah. But anyway, so much to look forward to. Like, wow. Can I also just say, like, the support for the last video has been insane. I don't know if I've ever had a video. Well, I've had one video. Just one video that, like, in the first week shot to, like, 30,000 subscribers. It blew my mind. And I only had, like, 200 subscribers during that part. So, when that happened. So, it's not my fastest growing video, but I didn't get monetized for that. But it helped to get me to 1,000, just that video alone. And Serena was probably the only person around during that time. You remember that, Serena? You were the only person who was probably around when from that initial viral video that I made, where I was responding to, it was a trans debate between trans Republicans and trans liberals, and that shot to like 30,000, and like Blair White was in it. It was a really crazy fucking story, to be honest with you guys, but almost to 3,000 subscribers. I know, Carla. I know, right? Look at me go. Look at me go. Now, I'll be honest, guys. All right. I am not going to be like when I come on live, we'll probably talk about drama, right? Because drama is easy to talk about when you're live. But when I'm doing my regular releases and stuff like that, I don't want you guys to expect me to be like Chud or like Chris Dark or, and I love their content. I watch them guys every day, basically. But I'm going to be more like Oompaville. I'm not going to focus on drama only. I'm going to talk about culture. I'm going to talk about interesting stories. I'm going to talk about all kinds of stuff. But when we're live here, like, yeah, we'll probably talk about drama because it's the easiest thing to talk about while you're live because there's always stuff unfolding. So, like, you'll see, like, with the scammer payback stuff, I could have, it was like, it was kind of, I've always modeled myself after Oompa. I'll be honest. Like, if I could be any creator, I'd want to be Oompa. Just because Oompaville's so much fun. He's super funny. He's always he can cover whatever the hell he wants because he's like Oompaville. He doesn't just, he covers drama, but then at the same time, he'll also cover some random story involving candy, which, I mean, like, that's freedom. That's true freedom to be creative, you know? So I think that that is what makes you unique. Thank you, Tina. I want to be unique, you know? I love talking drama, right? Like, look, like people like Chris Denark is so good at it. People like Zali so good at it. Chud's really good at it. Diesel's really good at it. Those guys are like really good at like talking about that kind of stuff. But I like talking about all kinds of different shit. I'm too much ADD to focus on just one thing. You should watch Asman react to Oompa's last video, funniest shit ever. Did you put that in the live? We'll put that on the docket for tonight. We'll check that out. But I want to see if Chud's video's up because I want to just go straight to the fight. Because like I want you guys to I want you guys to just see like how they jump on this kid like so super fast. But yeah, we'll watch Asmongold reply to Oompa. Because that's, you know, who doesn't like a good Oompaville video? Who doesn't enjoy a good Oompa? Oompa, Oompa. You know what I think's so funny is that Oompaville's names is based off of Oompa Loompa, but he also owns a candy factory now. Like he owns a candy factory, so he is like an Oompa Loompa. Nah, it's over an hour long. All right, well we won't watch that then. Maybe we'll dedicate a whole stream to that if it's funny enough. Why do I have 2 lives going right now? That's crazy. That's so weird. 2 lives. I started following him. Who, Oompa? Because of me? Well, make sure you tell him I sent him. I sent you because Oompa owes me now. He owes me your loyalty, Tina Catherman. But yeah, so much craziness, man. So much craziness going on. Takeda's being released in Mortal Kombat soon. That's exciting. Zali was talking about Cody Code today. I don't know if this was the right video. Yes, this is 8 hours long, so this has got to be the right Chud video. Now I just got to try to find where this guy hops on this Discord call where you can hear all these people attack him. We're not going to react to the whole video because one, Chud's reacting to it, and plus there's information coming out. Sorry, I got to jet to another job. It's okay, Hodge Kim. I totally get it, Kim. Like, you don't feel pressured to stay here. I'm just grateful to have you at all. So I think this is it. So this is, I think, when Chud starts talking to this person. So let me get to. Chud had 1,000 people in his live while this was going on. All right, let me fix up my. I got to put myself in the corner. You know how it goes, guys. It's not impersonal. I just got to go down in the corner. That's it. Hi. This is me down in the corner. Don't mind me down in the corner. I'm just down here chilling. Do you guys like the new news background with some like animation and stuff? I thought that was fun. I think it's a little more fun than my previous one, which just looks like a dark room. Because, you know, after all, we are a news broadcast, right? We're just a bro broadcast. Welcome to the Bro Broadcast by E.G. Lately. But yeah, let me get Chud up here. It works good. Good. I'm glad. I think it does make me look a little more official. Makes me look a little more official if you get what I'm saying. Let me get the window up here. The window. What have you guys been up to, man? How was your day? How's everybody's day going? That's what I want to know. That's the important stuff we need to get down to brass tacks. We need to get down to brass tacks here. Talking about Chud Logic. Oh, Chud reacted to my whole pierogi video, by the way, which is pretty crazy. Makes me feel like I just burped. I had some chicken parm for dinner. ABC News, that is. Yeah, I feel like right. I bet you'd never see a guy on ABC News with a hat though. For a Monday, it was not bad at all. Are you talking about the Chud? Oh, for your day, yeah. No, my Monday, the first half went super quick because, you know, I essentially was like watching the Chud thing happen, and I just thought it was so freaking entertaining. But the second half of the day, man, that shit friggin' dragged, bruh. That shit straight dragged, bruh. All right, so this is the Chud. That's the handsome guy right there. So let's take a look at Chud. I will interject where I can. This is like an hour long, so we're not gonna. Towards the end though, it gets a little. They kind of wear themselves out a little bit, but I want you guys to see how they come in here with just like straight. Well, Chud talks to the guy pretty calmly, and then he wants to bring in somebody, and then that's when like shit hits the fan. So we're gonna check this out, and this kind of catches you up on the whole situation though. If you're not familiar with the situation, I will catch you up right now real fast. Chris Tyson apparently was sending inappropriate jokes to minors. Whether he knew they were minors or not, nobody really knows. But Chris Tyson has a history of posting. Kristen Ark was finding new stuff, too, as they were looking this stuff up. But, yeah, the guy, for especially someone who works for Mr. Beast, not a good look, bro. Apparently he hung out with these kids, but the kids said that the parents were there. Obviously, the kid, you can't trust the kid, though, even if the kid said he wasn't groomed, because essentially, you know, he could have Stockholm Syndrome for one thing. Wait, isn't that when they kidnap someone? So, but I guess it can kind of work here. But he probably a huge fan of Mr. Beast still, so he doesn't want anything to happen to his buddies. And Chris is probably nice to him, but it's the line that he was flirting on. Like, if we're gonna hold Cody Ko to this standard, he knew the guys was 13. Do we have proof that he knew the guys were 13? No, that's what a lot of people want to know. So if you can figure that out, Serena, if you could show me that they know that Chris knew the kid was 13, then that changes the whole story for sure. But I think Chris was 20 when this kid, there's a 7-year age difference. So I think Chris was 20 when the kid was 13, and they just stayed friends. But the kid, I think his screen name was like Lava or something. You know what's funny? Starting out saying something as a joke, but then adopting it as a serious part of your vocabulary. Like, I'll even call my mom bruh. Yeah, I call everybody bro. Even if you're a girl, I'll still call you bro. People get mad about it. Everybody's my bro. All right, let's check out this Chud thing.
I know there's like an agenda. Now, granted, I will watch the pod.
This was freaking Rose Malay. I don't give a crap what Rose Malay has to say. She's a freaking weirdo.
If you want to look at it that way, like, we uploaded our videos.
So these are the guys. So the guys that Chud's talking to right now are the guys that were in the video, who pretty much reported on everything. And I want you to watch just how quickly this all descends into chaos. But I think Chud does talk to him for a little while, but we'll hear Chud talk to him for a little while, and then we'll bring in the rest of the people. Dude, everybody was in there today. Nicholas DiOrio was in the chat. Wavy Web Surf was in there. I was in there. Not that I'm anything close to those guys, but you know what I mean? Like, Kristen Ark was in there for a minute. Dude, like, so many YouTubers were popping in this chat today because they were interested in this story. Turn it down a bit. Is it too loud? Is it too loud? Am I too loud, or is it the or was the video too loud? How's this?
Ago, all right, we got literally no attention, and we did not care. We're like, we just want to get this
that should
shit
be
out,
pretty good,
right?
right?
And then this random guy, we don't
Looks
know who
good
he
in
is.
the monitor.
He probably saw my video. He's
equalizer.
like, okay, this is perfect. Let me just make a 7-minute video from this. His video blows up.
Good,
right?
better.
We who tried to really get this stuff out. Nobody listened to us at the time.
Oh wait, why is it up there?
Yeah, sure.
Are just kind of undermined right now. That's the only reason why we said it. Literally the only
that's
reason.
totally fair. I want to have a good conversation, but obviously, if there's disagreement, we can have a fair disagreement, and it's all good, right? But I do see where you're coming from, and I
Chud did say
totally.
I could go on a show, but I have to disagree with him on something before I can come on.
Just want, I guess,
you doesn't want to go on there just glazing each other.
Stuff out there, right?
Well,
see,
me personally.
The reason why is because. Yeah, go on.
Me personally,
you can tell these guys have no idea what they're doing. They've never been involved
I'm
in
happy
these
I
situations.
succeeded because my goal was to get out the information. I did it. So, but Verdius over here literally got he got stabbed in the back and screwed over because if you go watch his video, he literally just took minor bits of his video and then just like reposted it and then claimed it was his basically. By just hardly crediting us.
All right, so this guy's saying right now that there was a guy who basically took a lot of the information that they created. Why does this keep changing so much? This is annoying the hell out of me. But apparently there was a guy who took a lot of their information and kind of repackaged it as his own and didn't give these guys the credit, and they're kind of like a little pissed off about it, which I can understand. apparently these guys worked on this for a year, and that would kind of piss me off too if people just went and took all my pierogi information and then just kind of regurgitated it like it was theirs. That would kind of, without giving me any credit, that would kind of annoy me a little bit. But unfortunately, that's YouTube. When you put something out on the internet, it's fair game. If as long as they're not taking direct cuts and things that you're saying and repackaging it as their own, it's fair game. Once the information's out there, it's out there. Unfortunately, regardless of how much information you researched and stuff. Your goal is, though, these guys got what they wanted out of this, though. They got their notoriety, right? The video, everybody's talking about the video. That's what they wanted. So
of the video also, but I mean the reason why, like, I guess, if you want to call it clout,
does that sound good,
clout,
Astro?
is because we still have more that we want to show, right? And like there's still more that's gonna come out, and there's gonna become like more concise videos that we're gonna release. Like,
I'm gonna be honest, I really don't care that much, because like I said, my goal was to just get out the information.
Queen
because
of Karma,
my
what's
stepfather,
up?
he told me to get it out by any means necessary.
By the way, Queen of Karma, I dropped in your stream earlier. That song that you used to open up your show is slaps, man. Did they write that for you, or does that just happen to be a song that uses your name in it? Or did you get your name from that song? Because that song slaps. I don't know who writes that, but the guitar licks in it were really good. I'm like, man, if she got this song written for her, that's impressive, because that's like a perfect intro song.
And that's what I was trying to do. Okay. Like, literally, it's as simple as that.
Sure. I mean, you mentioned Charlie Kirk. I do.
Yeah.
This was a problem, right? So, Kev Z, what's up, man? I'll be lurking while I'm at work. That's cool. We do AI songs to go up against the several on Passive Cult songs. Okay. Yeah, I have a AI song that I got written for me. I'll show it to you real quick. But it's I was always a pop punk guy growing up, so I had a song that I kind of wrote using AI.
Welcome to the show. We talk about everything. Culture shock is what you're here to see.
I was wondering if yours was AI, because I was like, this sounds so good, but yours sounds like a full song. I had to take 2 clips and mash them together to make one song.
Oh, with another crazy story on your drive home. E.G. lately is the man to see for all the personal alternate needs.
I will tell you, it is so impressive how AI, you could go in, write the words you want, and then it will make a song for you. The song sounds like Arrogant Worms. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that.
He gives his opinions totally free. Nobody matches his energy. He sings for you and plays guitar.
It's super catchy, right? So this is where the song would end. Right here. So then I added in a new one. So this is a whole different song. It kind of sounded like it fit in with the first half of the song, which gave me one whole song, But you get what I'm saying. Like, you get the gist of it. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. But I thought it was pretty creative of me to take 2 songs and mash them together into one to get one full song. Did you play it with Suno AI? Yes, Serena, you're the one who gave me this idea, actually, because you sent me that one song, and I thought you wrote it, and I said, wow, dude, you are incredibly talented. And you were like, no, I just use Suno. So I was like, oh, man, I got to check that out. So then I went and tried it, and it's so much fun. If you guys have never used Suno AI, may I suggest trying it? You could write like 100, well, you have to pay to write a bunch of songs, but you can use Suno to write all kinds of weird genres mixed together. You can do like metal and country and make a metal country song. I love it. Suno is too much fun. It really is, Queen. It is so much fun to write songs. And like, I thought that when Serena first sent me that song, she goes, I'm working on this song. What do you think? And I'm like, holy shit, this sounds like professionally made. I write my songs. The lyrics are mine. The interpretation of my lyrics is Suno. Yes, thank you. That's pretty much, you summed it up right there. They could take what you tell the AI what you want the song to say, and then the AI will take the song, create like a professional sounding backing track to it, and then there you go, bam, done. Because I could write a song like that for my intro, but it would take me a month, maybe 2 months to write it to the quality of that and to get it up with me singing in it and everything. But Suno gets it done in like 20 minutes, and it's copyright free music, so it's like super. At least I think it's copyright free. They've never hit me for it, but it was pretty impressive. All right, let me get back to Chud. Same for mine. It's fun to write a song, then have AI make it come to life because I cannot sing. I have a past song to prove it. Well, if you stick around to the end, Queen, I do karaoke to close my streams out, so you can check it out. I've been a theater kid my whole life, so I've been singing since I was like 13. It's like one of my favorite things. In fact, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, you'll always hear me singing along with the intro song because, you know, it's just so catchy. But I just love singing. Singing just makes you feel good. All right, let's get back to this.
In the video, it didn't really seem to
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say about this. All right, I have ADHD, so I get sidetracked so easily, guys. So I'd like to apologize ahead of time for how sidetracked I get. But so these guys mentioned that they were big fans of Charlie Kirk, who is like super conservative. Now I myself lean right, as many of you may know. But I would never say that I'm like hardcore conservative. Like I'm not like far right at all. I still do have a lot of liberal beliefs when it comes to socially treating people respectfully, accepting people for who they are. But I do also feel like there's a lot of great things in traditional conservatism that I think still are valuable in today's society, like helping thy neighbor, you know, working hard, those kinds of things. And pride, like, you know, being proud of the country you live in and stuff. So like I kind of like really am like independent, but I guess right now I just kind of agree more with like some conservative ideals than I do with the liberal ideas, only because I feel like liberal ideas they tend to be a little mean. If they don't like what you say, they'll throw rocks at you and stuff, and I just can't get down with that. But so this guy mentions that he is a fan of Charlie Kirk, and I think this kind of hurts his case though with Chris Tyson, because people are going to chalk it up now to just like he's only picking on Chris Tyson because he's trans. And that was already kind of a shield for Chris Tyson heading into this, is that he's like, oh, you know, he's trans, so he gets a pass, or he's shielded from a lot of criticisms. And this guy mentioning that he's a fan of Charlie Kirk, I think also helped to kind of reaffirm that, you know, people on Reddit are just going to be like, oh, this guy's only going after Chris Tyson because he watches Charlie Kirk and he hates trans people, which, you know, at the end of the day, like, it doesn't take away the fact that Chris Tyson wrote some really sus stuff, you know.
Trans stuff didn't seem to come up that much, but you mentioned your stepfather. Is there like a political element to this that is maybe unsaid?
And that's what Chud's saying right here.
Well, I mean, what I said about that is websites like Kiwi Farms, they were trying to look into Chris Tyson because he's transgender.
Chris Tyson isn't trans, he's autogynephilic. So you think that he's just doing it for you have this take a lot, Serena. I would love to talk to you about this one day when we're really diving into this trans stuff, because you believe you are someone who really suffers from, you know, not I almost said transphobia, but you have like it's a kink for him, but you really feel like that you are transgendered, as where this guy is kind of doing it for clout. You do have a lot of takes that suggest, and I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, how many people have come out as trans since the pandemic? I would say record numbers. And now I feel like a lot of people who are huge trans supporters would say, well, that's just because they were hiding in the closet the whole time. But there's also a lot of people who will do things to try to put themselves in a minority type position so that they can claim victim status. Like, who's that one person you really hate, Serena? Dylan Mulvaney. Now, Serena is trans. All right, guys. So I just want you to know that, so y'all don't think I'm just like picking on people. I'm just picking her brain, because I've known Serena for now 6-7 months. She's been here since I started YouTube. Seriously, and you know, we've had a lot of conversations when it comes to transphobia, transitioning, all that kinds of stuff, because, you know, it's a hot topic right now. And, you know, even my daughter in school was like, you know, Dad, I want to be a boy. And she was like 6 or 7. And I said, well, I was like, if you want to be a boy when you're 18, maybe we'll talk about it. But then a week later, she was back to being like, no, I like being a girl, I think. And that's why you can't transition kids when they say that kind of shit, because They don't know. Like, she also wanted to change her name to something strange like Mural. I think she wanted to change her name. My 10-year-old daughter wanted to change her name to Mural. And I'm like, why Mural? Because I just think it's cute. And then, like, a week later, she was back to liking her regular name. So, you know, that's why we can't trust kids to make these decisions for themselves. And that's why I have a steadfast approach to not wanting kids to transition. I'm sorry. I don't think the kids at 10 or 11 should be making decisions that could affect them for the rest of their lives. You know, that should be, if they want to do it at 18, totally up to them. It's their life. At that point, they're an adult, right? But anything before 18, I feel like, I mean, you're talking to a guy who spent 15 years of his life doing drugs and thinking that I was going to be a drug addict for the rest of my life. But people change. People mature. Hey, I love your streams. I'm following you. I'd like to be friends and support you. Let's chat on Discord. My name is Oscar_3007. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Oscar. No thanks for the Discord thing. No, I apologize. I have too many friends on Discord right now. I cannot fit anymore.
I was looking into Chris Tyson because I saw all this weird stuff coming out about him I saw like a 4chan post.
You're welcome to hang in the stream now.
And then I decided to look into him. But it's not, I didn't decide he was guilty because he was transgender. I thought that I should look into this guy because I see his interest in Shadman. And I know who this guy is because, like, you know, I've heard about this guy before.
Interesting, Rajir.
Okay. I would just disagree on one little point there is I don't know. I mean, obviously there's a lot of perspectives about trans issues on Kiwi farms, but in many ways it is just a gossip site. I think documenting information is more so what they're interested in, and there's plenty of cisgender straight people.
Oh, if you're here for the scammer payback stuff too, stick around because I'm gonna mention some stuff towards the end of the stream about them. Rajir, if you're still here towards the end of the stream, remind me to talk about Alabaster. Okay.
People who have got lots of information put on the website about them. So yes, they say the slurs and stuff like that, but you know it serves I think more as a resource or gossip site or something like that. I noted that you'd actually gone in and argued, I think, with some of the Kiwi farmers. Is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, they were like putting up my address online, and they were saying all this stuff about saying like, "Oh, I don't give a shit. I'm just a clout chaser." When literally I was trying to.
Corilla, I know you guys are all here for the scammer payback news. I don't want to paint myself in the corner though. What if I create a whole new niche where all I do is talk about scammer payback? Like I document the latest save. There's probably a niche out there for scam bait news, right? I feel like there would be a niche for that, but I'm kind of aiming my sights a little broader because I'm so happy, by the way, that I was able to help make a change with scammer payback and help clear that whole thing up. And Lord knows I love them guys, and I hope that they'll do great things for the rest of their lives. But yeah, you know, I definitely want to be able to keep doing broad stuff. But we will talk about scammer payback towards the end. I promise you guys. It's not about like pierogi and scammer payback, but it's about like the guys that are still going after them. Still to this day, they have not learned their lesson. Even though, not to toot my own horn, all right? I'm not tooting my own horn, but I think I straight up whooped their ass. If you think I whooped their ass, give me, put W's in the chat. If you think I straight up whooped Colin's butt, whooped the whole entire Discord's butt, put W's in the chat. Because I feel like everything they possibly said, I came with proof that none of it was true. That's my opinion. They're a glutton for punishment. It seems like they are. W's, baby. That's right. Hey, Angry Boomer, glad to see you. Glad to see you guys. Thank you. I think when Chud watched my video, he said, I absolutely mentally graped Collins. Now, just get rid of the G and you know what he actually said. But I feel like I did. That's what happens when you come up and you start just shouting bullshit and you start making stuff up. You tend to look foolish when the truth comes out. And there's more stuff that's been unfolding, but I don't want to, people have been like messaging me a lot, like emailing me a lot about a lot of the shit that's like that they want to say or stuff that they want to come out. And honestly, I'm just kind of, I think I'm ready to move on to the next story. I don't know what more I could possibly say about it. That's where I'm at with it. I just, like if something crazy comes out, or Savannah does a video or something, I'll be happy to talk more about it. But right now, I think that the series of videos I did should be more than enough to, put down anything that other side comes with. Because one, I've showed that I showed their motives. I showed exactly what they're trying to do. I showed where they organize from. I showed that they're all pretty much full of shit. I've showed that they claim there's no secret Discord. Yet I found this secret Discord and I showed all the messages from it. You did own all of them. I'm enjoying the stream so far as well. I like the variety and stories. Thank you, Red Sox fan. Cat, my love, it's like if you were in a rap battle and they thought they had it, but then you did your part and made them cry. You're like in 8 Mile when Eminem's like all hyped up to do it, and then the other guy lays such good bars, they just pause. They will give you mirror on a silver platter, guaranteed. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what it's just like, when you make up a bunch of bullshit, eventually the truth's going to come out. Like, you cannot, especially nowadays when there's so many creators out there looking for a gotcha moment. And you'll see in this story that we're covering right here with Chud, you'll watch so many creators come into this stream and yell at these guys for lying. I'm surprised Sav hasn't sneak dissed again. Oh, sneak disc. Yeah, I don't know if she's going to mess with them. Can you believe that they wanted Mudahar to cover this? They went to Oompaville too? Like, do they think that those people are idiots? They're going to take one look at that story. Well, first they posted it in Reddit on Some Ordinary Gamers Reddit, and it got removed for misinformation. So if you can't even get past the first round with Mudahar, you're not going to get him to cover the damn story. Mudahar didn't get to where he's at because he just reports on bullshit. He got to where he's at because he's a reliable source and he works hard to make sure that what he reports on is credible. That's why Mudahar is like one of the top tier reporters. Like, if Mudahar does a story, everybody's excited to hear what he has to say because everything's going to be truthful and everything's going to be backed up with facts. And that's kind of like the aim I go for. Mudahar is a great person to model yourself out after if you want to get into the commentary community because he crosses his T's and he dots his I's. Mama Max, not so much. You don't want to be Mama Max. You don't want to have that Mama Max vibe. But yeah, that's what Collins went for. He went for a Mama Max vibe, and he ended up paying the price for it.
Give it to someone else because at the very beginning, I didn't want any association with this.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to pass on the information. Yeah.
Yeah,
literally, I tried to give it to
this is an interesting part he comes up with.
I tried to give it to EDP. I tried to.
Do you guys know who EDP445 is in the chat? Do you guys know who that guy is? First off, he's an Eagles fan, which I hate because I'm an Eagles fan, and he needs to stop trying to rep them because he's an embarrassment to the city of Philadelphia, and he has to stop EDP445 from a guy who's also in Philadelphia. Please stop repping the Eagles. You've been caught trying to meet up with minors. Nobody wants to hear about your takes on the Eagles anymore. All right, you've lost your right to be a spokesperson for the team. You're an embarrassment to everybody who's a fan. I'm sorry. Find a new team. Go watch the Jaguars or something. I found your channel from the recent SP stuff. I know nothing about Discord, so that was all crazy to me. Hi, Rebecca Loves. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. Jessica Lee, I'm a Patriots fan, so you're good. I was just there for a cupcake. See, Sarita knows. Okay, so EDP445 was this guy who basically made a following on YouTube from just talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't get me wrong. I love the Philadelphia Eagles. They are my team. I will ride and die with them till the end of the time. But EDP445 became famous on YouTube for his Philadelphia Eagles takes, and then he kind of started getting a little crazy with some of the stuff he did. And then eventually, somebody who does predator catching on YouTube ended up baiting him to come and meet a minor, and it was EDP445, and he said, "Oh well, I'm only here to get a cupcake. I'm here to get a cupcake. I ride and die with the Pats." Yeah, Jennifer, I'm sorry that we beat you in that one Super Bowl. I really am. But that was the only Super Bowl we have. So you had like 7. All right, I'm sorry that we had one that we got from you. And you guys beat us in 2004, by the way, which is the year I graduated high school. Just to, I'm putting out my age there a bit. But I was devastated when you guys beat us in 2004. And then we finally got one back on you. but then I think you guys beat us twice. Did you guys beat us twice in the Super Bowl? And then we finally got you guys on the third time or something like that. Charlie has a vendetta against him and will never allow him to be platformed again. Oh, on EDP 445? No 6. Tom has 7. Yeah, he got one with the Buccaneers. That was impressive, dude. Tom is the GOAT. Nobody, even people in Philadelphia, understand that Tom Brady is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. He will go down as, unless someone comes along and wins 8 or 9. Right now, Tom Brady will be the greatest quarterback in the history of football, and I feel honored that I got to watch him play. I really do. And then not only that, but my team got a win against him in the Super Bowl. That's pretty cool. That's a great story. Plus, that was like the best Super Bowl ever. Sorry to go on a side tangent here, but the Super Bowl between the Eagles and the Patriots, the year the Eagles finally won, was like it was no defense whatsoever. It was just all offense, high scoring game, super fun. It wasn't until Tom Brady fumbled the ball at the end of the game with time on the clock that we finally won. And it was like one of the most happiest days of my life, just because, growing up an Eagles fan, it was amazing to see. Sorry, we're only talking about the Eagles because of EDP 445, all right? But anyway, this guy was going to go to EDP 445 to report this story. Now, if you know who EDP 445 is, he is a known pedo. And you don't want to give a pedo a report to report on a pedo because it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? And apparently EDP 445 was like desperate for content or desperate for some kind of redemption arc. So I guess what better way than to expose another pedo? However, the problem being, you could see the conflict of interest here because the EDP 445 is a pedo himself. So nobody would, it would be a surefire way to crush the story. And you're going to see Chud's reaction here. You could see him already kind of being like, wait, did he just say EDP 445?
Send it to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Wait, what? Could you give it to EDP of all people?
Okay. Well,
yeah,
all right. Well,
that one was
okay.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, we got all this information on Chris Tyson from Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber on the planet. Who should we take this information to report on it that we know is going to do a good job? I know. Let's go to EDP 445. It's so silly. It's so silly. Like, some of the stuff that these guys say dig themselves a hole. But you have to remember, right? I don't want to be too hard on these guys, all right? Because this is their first time doing anything like this. They have no idea what they're doing. And you'll also hear that they mentioned Cheeto's name, who we've seen on the channel before. Cheeto's also done some other stuff recently that kind of made me go, I like Cheeto. I think Cheeto's a good content creator. However, he has been taking a couple L's lately for some of his takes. And, we're not going to talk about that this stream, but maybe we'll talk about it in the future. But let's just say the stuff that went on between him and Lurix was pretty insane.
What happened is, so I sent it out to people.
Well,
that
EDP
I
was
know.
the last resort, right? EDP was the very last person on the list. Okay, just to clarify.
Well,
It's okay.
okay.
Last person on the list, but the first person I named.
Well, when he says last person on the list, keep in mind, like, relatively. So at the
So right now they're just talking about the YouTubers they wanted to bring this story to.
beginning, when I started, I didn't know any YouTubers. I didn't know any content creators. I didn't have any connections whatsoever. What I was in.
By the way, guys, you have no idea how hard it is to find connections in the YouTube world when you're first starting out. I think it took me 7 or 8 months. The first contact I had, believe it or not, was Chud Logic, because I was trying to do an expose on Derek Roz, and Derek Roz was like a huge streamer and way too powerful for me to take down. But me and a couple other people, a couple small streamers, Vinny D, shout out to him, helped me put together some stuff. You guys who have followed me for a while will know who Vinny D is. I've had him on the stream a few times. But he was Derek Roz's cameraman, and he was able to come forward and share a lot of information about Derek Roz. And thanks to Chud, I went to Chud and I said, hey man, like I'm trying to expose this guy. He's doing he's doing this, he's doing A, he's doing B, he's doing C. Can you give me a little hand here? I don't think I got the pull to get it done. Sure enough, he covered the story, and I don't think Derek Roz has been back on Kick since. So shout out to Chud. So Chud was actually the first person I ever networked with within YouTube, and then the Scammer Payback stuff kind of led me to working with Chris the Narc, led to me working with Xylee. Nani, who is the mods for Chris Arc and for Xylee. So Diesel covered my stuff. So like, you know, you don't have easy like access to other content creators when you first start making content. It's just not how it works. Or else everybody who decides to start a YouTube channel will have access to everybody all at once, and that's just not how it is. You have to do something to earn respect within the community. I would even argue that I don't really have much respect yet, but at least I'm at the point now where people are starting to know who I am, simply from my Scammer Payback coverage. And that was calculated, by the way. Some of y'all will say, you know, I'm doing this for clout, and I gotta admit, damn right I am. No, I really do believe that what I did was for the right reasons, but that's why I didn't go into any other stories. I focused extremely on Scammer Payback so that when other people want to talk about it, like, I know everything that you could possibly know about the story, and they'll reach out to me, and then I have an opportunity to network. So there were multiple factors in why I spent so much time on that story. Yes, at the end of the day, though, my number one reason for doing that story was to protect Pierogi and Scammer Payback and to make sure that they can continue doing what they do. But some of the other things, like why I didn't do any other videos during that time, aside some streams, were mainly so that I can know every single thing I could possibly learn about the situation. Thus, when other people start covering it, they will want to talk to me to hear about it, thus helping me network. So that is a free gift I'm giving anybody out there who wants to become a streamer. I just gave you a little tip on how to maybe get yourself in on, you know, some community, some networking tips right there.
Was in like a Turning Point chapter, so I knew Turning Point stuff. I know like political stuff. So what I did was I reached out to like Charlie Kirk's driver. I reached out to people in Turning Point. I reached out to a journalist. I reached out to a news site. And after all that, like, and it went nowhere, I didn't know what to do. And then I see Critical's video that he made about EDP being desperate. And then I was like, wait a second. I looked into like, potentially going after this.
So I saw Moist Critical's video about EDP 445 being super desperate to share a story. And I thought, you know what? This is the perfect guy to bring this amazing story to. See, this is the kind of stuff that people were ripping them apart, and I can understand. But again, you got to remember, like, I don't want to be hard on these guys. They don't know what the hell they're doing, right? They know they have this information, and they know they want to give it to someone to share that information. They ended up just doing it themselves, and I think they dropped the ball with some of the tactics that they chose to do. But at the same time, you guys will notice, too, if you're watching this, actually, if I fix this chat, you'll see my name pop up all the time because I was pretty active in this chat today because I was at work and it was raining, so I had some free time to do some participation in this.
This guy before, I know how to contact him, and I was like, if this guy's so desperate, I can just give him the information, he can cover it, and then it's out there.
There I am. What does it say? It says EDP. There are EG lately. Except EDP 445 LMAFO. Yeah, I was dying when they said they were going to give it to EDP 445. Could you imagine if EDP 445 was in charge of like protecting Scammer Payback? They would have been fucked. Let's be honest. If they needed to talk about what the Eagles' record was going to be this year, maybe he'd have a better shot at protecting them. But he doesn't. You know, he's not known for his journalistic integrity.
Okay.
And then that's what happened.
I mean, you know,
just by the way, there were a lot more YouTubers he contacted. Right?
I respect you too, Carla.
And every single one turned them down. Everybody thought he was bullshitting, he was lying, you know, all this other stuff.
Or they were just scared of him
about
too.
Chris Tyson.
I will admit that is a fair point. You don't go after Mr. Beast unless you have something concrete. Mr. Beast is like godlike in the YouTube community. If you're gonna go after somebody in this crew, or if you're gonna go after Mr. Beast at all, you better have some straight up like killer evidence, because other than that, like, he's such a beloved figure that you're gonna get chewed up and spit out from even attempting to go after him. Look what happened to Sneeko. Sneeko did an exposed video on Mr. Beast with like he only left it up for like 40 minutes, and in that 40 minutes, Mr. Beast saw it, and pretty much Sneeko's career ended after that. I feel your SP videos were for the right reasons. SP got me into scam baiting. He does amazing work. I'm in Trilogy Media Squad because they're more my vibe, but still back Pierogi 100%. Yeah, I'm familiar with Trilogy Media stuff. I think they do good work. I think that they are a little dramatic for my taste. I like the, like the guy, like the guy with the ponytail. He likes to threaten people to get physical with them, which he seems like he would kick anybody's ass. He seems like he's a very strong guy. But I think the Trilogy Media does great work. I know they are friends of SP's. So I have nothing but anybody who stops scammers at all. I enjoy their work because I think it's good. Is that the critical drinker he's talking to? I just got back in. No. So these are two guys who did an expose on Chris Tyson, who is good friends with Mr. Beast. They do a really good job. Yeah, Trilogy Media does do a really good job. P hasn't streamed in over a month. I miss him. Do you know why he isn't streaming? I don't know. I don't personally know P like that. Most of my information I got was from like the SP community. But if I had to guess, I'd probably say he's dealing with this crap. Like he's, or he's got some personal stuff going on. I'm not sure. Honestly, that's a question for him to answer. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Hopefully he will be back soon. That's Art Kulik. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, the guy with the ponytail. Okay. He's done a lot of member streams lately. Okay, yeah, so he must be doing member streams for, and I know Rajira has a specific take on this. She doesn't really like the member streams, but the thing is if as a content creator with just a small group of members, I will admit, we want, there is a series that I do for my members, just a vlog series that you kind of get to see, my personal life and, my day-to-day stuff, and I leave it up just for members. But you want to give people who are giving you money and supporting the channel something that you're not giving everybody else. So I can understand why P's probably got a lot of members, considering how huge they are. So I'm sure he wants to make sure that he's getting their money's worth. And if your time is really stretched, and you're like, okay, do I make a stream for everybody or do I make a stream for my members who are the people who are giving me money? Sometimes you got to make those tough choices to make a stream just for members because they're the ones who are supporting you every day. Doesn't mean, he loves anybody less, I'd imagine. It's just that he wants to make sure that the people who are giving money are getting their money's worth.
Yeah. And that includes Chris Hansen as well.
Yeah,
right?
Chris Hansen. Yeah, Chris Hansen should know about this as
well.
Good job, I contacted.
Way to support them. Yeah. If you give any money to SP, it's probably going to a good cause. I know they like to huff and puff and say, yes, Jen Tucker, don't be late again. You will be held after class for detention if you're late again. I'm just kidding, obviously. Good to see you, Jen. But yeah, so we're still talking about SP, even though I'm playing Chud stuff. You guys are relentless with the SP stuff. But no, I get it, right? I just released that huge video. I'm sure you guys want to hear me talk about it. But I did want to cover this stuff just so it's not only an SP channel. But yeah, so there is a lot of crazy stuff that's been going on behind the scenes regarding those stories still that I can't talk to you guys about. But let's just say that the other side did a lot to try to stop me from releasing that video. They that's all I can really say about it is they tried hard to get me to not release that video. But I worked freaking 4 or 5 days on that video. I'm definitely fucking releasing it. I don't care what you threaten me with. But yeah, so that's a little tidbit that you guys got in the stream that not everybody else gets to hear, and nobody else will hear. This will only be on the stream.
Him through Cameo. He asked me to send him an email. I followed his instructions, and he never got back to me.
Okay.
So if you didn't hear there, he reached out to Chris Hansen for Chris Hansen to do this, which Chris Hansen does cameos now. A lot of celebrities do cameos to make easy money. So it's just personal little messages they send to people who pay to get messages from them. And I think Chris Hansen does do Hansen vs. Predator. But Chris Hansen's not taking on any new stories. He's not gonna expose somebody. If he's not getting paid for it, he's not gonna do it. Chris Hansen does not expose predators out of the kindness of his heart anymore. He does it to make money. Take a seat right over there, please. Yeah. He's a legend on the internet, though, just because, like, if there's a group of people that is unanimously hate it on the internet, it's pedos, and rightfully so. Don't fuck with our kids. Period.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot more information to really discern exactly what happened there, because if you're a novice at doing this stuff, it could be that you were reaching out in a way that wasn't going to make the connection, and people were going to go through with it. Like, did you get messages back, or did they just ignore you? Like, what happened there?
Yeah, Chris Hansen didn't.
Chris Hansen totally fucked up on the Onision case. Yeah, I'm not familiar with his coverage on that, but I do know that, like, he talked to a lot of people. He also talked to Only Use Me Blade too, and I think he did a little better on that coverage. But yeah, that was a different, like, I think Chris Hansen has a whole team of people behind him, and the Onision is a sick bastard. I will admit that. From what I've heard about him, if your date is doing laundry when you arrive, run and offers you lemonade. Hi, I'm in the other room. I'll be right there. Help yourself. Yeah, get out of Dodge. Although you're gonna just get tackled by the police when you run out front anyway. Do you know that the whole first season of To Catch a Predator, those guys never got arrested, and people were so outraged that they weren't getting arrested that they they wrote into the station saying, don't do this if you're not going to arrest these guys. And they ended up having to work with the police to make it happen. I think, believe it or not, I think a lot of those guys end up getting off because they claim it's entrapment, which, I'm sorry, I don't know how. You're the one still agreeing to meet a 13-year-old. So, I mean, I guess it's entrapment since they reach out to them. But Stop, he did the Office camera stream a few weeks ago, but he hasn't been calling. No, it went away. Hold on, I got to get it back. I want to read the rest of that comment. But it hasn't been calling scammers recently. I thought he had, but then again, I thought today was Tuesday. So, yeah, the days all start to blend together after a while, don't they? Serena, they should reach those PDF file catcher stream. They bathing the PDF file in the face now. Serena, I have to learn how to read your language. You speak a separate language, hun. In the face now a day and no PDF file. They have called the cop about it. I wonder what. Serena, I gotta be honest, honey. I don't know what the hell you just wrote right there. Trilogy has some good Catch a Predator videos teaming up with Courtney and Elizabeth and Skeeter Jean. Skeeter Jean has me. He is a riot, dude. I can't see now if anybody ever faked the videos, it's Skeeter Jean, because I'm not saying Skeeter Jean fakes his videos, but I'm saying that, like, some of the stuff he sets up is so off the wall. Like, making he's a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and he would make Predators play him in Mortal Kombat to decide whether or not he calls the police, which I found to be pretty funny. And then the one guy, he told him he was giving him his Corvette as a joke to get him to show up, and then eventually drove him to the police station in the Corvette he supposedly won, but it was really Skeeter's Corvette. Angry Boomer, are you kidding me? I don't know what I'm kidding you with, Angry Boomer, but I promise you I'm not kidding you. Love Trilogy Media and Courtney X. Yeah, Trilogy Media, I am familiar with their work. They do good stuff. Anybody who helps anybody, regardless if they're making money or not, I don't want to hear that they only help people for money. That's fine. As long as they're helping people, I don't give a shit. All right, you could be like me and just sit here talking shit on the internet, right, for money. But I like to try to help people. Helping people is good for the soul. It's good for the soul.
Send a single message back. I followed his instructions to a T and just nothing.
So he's still talking about Chris
And that's
Hansen.
not the only person. We reached out to commentary channels as well, right? Like,
okay,
right. You can go.
Yeah,
Like,
I
we didn't just laze around.
Hang on, let me see if I can reread Serena's comment. They're his stream that focus on catching PDF files, but when they bring them to the cops, they let them go and they start to punch them and told them to call the cops. Okay. Are you talking about like who the hell is that guy's name? Vitaly? Are you talking about Vitaly on Kick? Because he does some really crazy pedo stuff on there too. But Vitaly does do illegal shit to pedos. Like he'll get a pedo to show up and then he'll like embarrass them, and I think he thinks he can get away with it just because they're pedos, but like honestly that's still illegal what he does to them, because without due process, regardless of whatever you say, like these guys are probably scummy, but that does not give you the right to hit them, to assault them, to do whatever you want until they have had their due processes. Comments in the chat part can go out of context fast if the host moves on before they get to. Yeah, that's the challenge with streamer, Angry Boomer. That's the challenge, because I'll tell you why that happens. There is a delay. So I have a 2-computer setup, right? The one computer is streaming everything, and then the other computer is where I monitor the stream. It's where I read your guys' chats. So there will be a bit of a delay between when the chat shows up to me compared to when it's on when you guys see it on the stream. Simply because like I have a great computer, but just for the sake of running a better stream, I will sacrifice not being able to read your comments as fast. Wait till there's 1K people watching. That will be fun, Ruggiero. I hope that one day I get to that. Chud had 1K people watching today, especially when it spouted off. I'm going to skip ahead in this a little bit so we can get to the fight. We've already spent too much time on this, and I don't want to I mean, we could probably skip the Cody Co stuff today, but I want to get to the part where everybody starts screaming. Plus, I like reading your guys' comments, like I'm luckily I'm at the point now where I don't have so many comments coming that I can sit down and actually talk and have a conversation with you guys, and I want to include you guys in this stream while I can do it, Kevin Z, that's why the FBI usually takes on P files. Everything needs to be done correctly or they will get away with it. Yeah, I think entrapment is a real way for lawyers to get people off. Certain cases do get tried and they do get guilty. Like I think that dude, the pizza guy, oh my God. I know the dude's name. He's like a household name just because of Jeff, he showed up with the pizza and he was eating pizza while Chris Hansen was interrogating him. But he's like a household name because of how he brought a contract to marry the girl so that he couldn't get in trouble or some shit. It was really fucked up. I want to think it's like Jeff Spicoli. It's not Jeff Spicoli. That's the guy from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But it's something similar to that. Something in the realm of that. But okay, so we're going to jump ahead in the video to where people start getting on these guys' cases for the way that they presented their case.
I remember what I was going to say. So
go on.
So Lava GS, he's still in contact with Chris. Obviously, he told Chris about this. And, his response to this, I don't know if he's actually saying this or Chris is actually saying this. I'm aware of people. I exhausted all my resources. The average person doesn't have connections. I didn't have connections. But I did know how to contact.
So you thought the best course of action was going to EDP?
So this guy talking to him now is a mod in Chud's server, Swaggle. I think his name's Swaggle. But he was on Chris Arc stream too. Very strange individual.
Course of action. It's what I.
But he comes in hot. He doesn't even talk to these guys. He just goes straight after yelling at them, basically. And then you'll see there'll be more people who come in. I'm gonna let this play for a little bit so we can get caught up and you guys can hear what's going on. And then after we get through this, we'll talk. I'll give you guys an update on the SP stuff.
You really think it's all going to be sunshine and rainbows against a channel that has 132 of the world's population subscribed to them? Do you honestly think that?
I think that any normal person would look through, what has EDP done in the last few years, and not go through him because he is a pedophile.
Smaggle is his name.
Listen, I appreciate the content, Brain. I know that some people want blood sports, okay? But clearly that is not the way to get the best out of this conversation, okay? Yes.
Smaggle came in and went right for the guy's throat. Chud was trying to, not have these guys run away because clearly this is their first time doing anything like this. So, I remember when I was on... Listen, I would consider... This might be a little, self-glazing here, but I would consider myself to be a world-class entertainer just because of my years and years of being in theater, and I was terrified being on Chris Arc stream, simply because I've never done it before. And these guys, not only one, have never done YouTube, but two, their first video went pretty crazy. Don't call Smaggle Daggle weird. He's a super autist. Smaggle is the people's champion. Yeah, he's is he? I was wondering because everybody loves Smaggle. So I this is my first meeting with Smaggle, Lexi. I didn't know he was autistic, so I apologize to Smaggle for that. But you know, I just thought that he came in a little hot. That's all. Came in a little hot.
I think we can all agree going to EDP
I'm
is
happy to
fucking
see you,
retarded.
Lexi. Thank you for coming.
However, what I would say is I at least understand the logic a little bit because EDP did call out Chris from Mr. Beast, right?
And Keemstar talked about it too. And people were.
I think Keemstar actually has Smaggle blocked, from what I understand.
Talking about it, I literally had friends that said, "Hey, look, you did it. He's covering it," and I could just send him all the other information and then have him talk about it, but then he wouldn't do it.
Okay, I understand from the perspective of someone like yourself who clearly is not about this life, doesn't do the YouTube thing, having that kind of mentality. I think it's retarded.
I find it interesting that Chud has cultivated such a toxic audience, considering he has such base takes on everything. He does say a lot of gamer words, but he does for the most part. I think Chud's incredibly fair and very good faith in a lot of arguments.
Retarded, to be clear, but I do at least understand.
It is
from your
retarded.
perspective.
It was pretty retarded to want to give it to EDP 445.
No, it was a stupid move. It was a stupid move.
Okay.
I probably would have opted to leave that part out if it was me. I probably wouldn't have mentioned that I was planning on giving the information to EDP 445, considering he himself is a pedo. But you know what? This chat divulges into absolute chaos coming up shortly.
No, so the logic behind it is stupid. All right, but if it wasn't for that, I literally wouldn't even have talking to Verdius. I wouldn't have gotten involved.
I'm trying not to be a
with other
Paul
people,
Zandy, as Chud
and those
says,
videos wouldn't have been made and gotten out there if it wasn't for the fact I reached out to EDP. So, the information's out now, and if I didn't reach out to EDP, the information wouldn't have been out.
So
and it's because I wouldn't have uploaded those videos because there's another guy who we can't talk about who was essentially that put pressure on us to release these videos.
Turns out that was Mike Klum, the guy who did the documentary for Boogie 2988. I'm still not 100% sure how he is involved in all this because they didn't really lay it out. But I think he's doing a documentary on EDP 445, and for some reason, like they wanted to get this out before his documentary came out, which I'm not really 100% sure how they correlate with one another.
And he didn't directly tell us, but I can't talk about
why is there this pressure? I don't understand this pressure argument. Why do you have any pressure? You're like nothing channel.
Yeah, see,
I can't talk about that.
Discussed in another video. We'll discuss.
Hold on. If you can't talk about it, then why bring it up in the first place?
Because
why
that's
bring
what
it up in the first place?
Get him, Smaggle. Get him.
Look, listen. From my perspective, right? I wasn't there when he reached out to EDP, right? I can say it is stupid to reach out to a predator, a known predator, right, and try to get him to cover something about, somebody else, right? Did he reach out to people before EDP? Yes.
Yes.
But I think it was so stupid. I think he could have done it better, and we will learn, right?
He reached out to Chris Tyson's wife, which big mistake. Because now Chris Tyson probably knows that this is coming and can get rid of any evidence that may actually make him look bad or catch him off guard.
I've got to be honest, Verdius, you seem like the organ grinder, okay? And you seem like the monkey, to be honest with you. Let's hear more from Verdius about this for a sec, okay?
All right.
Smaggle, have you got a question or a point you want to bring to the table to move forward?
Yes. So my question is, when did you record this interview with the miner, with Lava, and why didn't you include the interview
I'm gonna speed this up a little bit, actually.
Okay, so a couple of things, right? The interview, we still had to look through multiple sections of it, right? We had to detect, okay, he said this here, he said this here.
That's so much better. No wonder everybody does this.
There was information that was, we wanted to double check, and the video, we released it without the interview because, again, I don't want to keep going in circles, but we should have, put the interview in the video. That's a good point. I'm not even going to argue that, but we are going to do that, I think maybe within the next, I would say maybe 2 weeks, we're going to release a much bigger and more comprehensive video where the interview is going to be.
Why isn't anybody saying hi to Lexi?
No, the interview should have been in the video.
She seemed nice.
Okay, good.
We're supposed to be a welcoming community.
And also, sorry, one more thing. The interview is really long as well, so it could be a video of its own. Just a little side points, but it's still irrelevant.
I want Prism to answer this because I found a comment. Some other people I found the comment that Lava put out like 4 weeks ago. I sent it to Chud saying this video is not true and disgusting. Ava Chris has never done anything wrong, and for you to make up these lies and create this narrative is just wrong. Also, when you interviewed me for a supposed editing job, why did you lie? So you can take the clips out of context? This is disgusting. And then Prism says, care to comment why when you were 14 and Chris was 20 to 21, you and Chris Tyson had bro talk where he was joking about sending you nudes and flirting with you on Twitter. So
yeah, that seems like.
Hold on. Let me try to respond to this. I'll let you say it in a second, but like let me hear what this guy is. Like, so wait, what is it? How should we respond to that? Like,
Thank you, Red Sox
like, so
fans.
real question, why didn't he respond? Like,
Thank
why is he having all these other...
I was like, why is nobody saying hi to Lexi? Like, usually we have such a welcoming community. Everybody dropped the ball on the Lexi hello.
People respond for him. Why can't he come on and respond? Because the thing is, at the end of the day, the question we want to know is, why is he not acknowledging these tweets? Why am I getting shit for just pointing it out?
Well, you're getting shit because he thought he was
no
going
one
to
else
for a
doing anything
fucking
about
job interview for an interview.
Oh, so I see a guy inappropriately messages a minor online. I see he met up with him in person. I see he's in a pedophile art. And you're saying, oh, well, you didn't tell him you were making an expose on Chris Tyson? Oh, it's like, yeah, no shit, I didn't tell him.
No, dude.
See, that's a huge issue, right? So he did an interview with Lava, who's the guy who's the center of this whole thing. Well, he's basically the youngin' that was talking to Chris Tyson. And thank you, Tina. He was the guy who was talking to Chris Tyson. And Lava doesn't want anything bad happen to Chris Tyson. I guess he still looks at him like a friend and doesn't want anything, So I guess he gave this interview with the impression that it was not going to be an expose on Chris Tyson. And now he's kind of like upset about it because he says it was all cut out of context and used against him to show Chris Tyson to be a predator. Now, this goes back to the Charlie Kirk thing because now people are going to say, okay, well, you can't do that because now people are going to say the only reason that you even did this in the first place is because you are picking on Chris Tyson because he is a trans. And that ends up giving, even if Chris Tyson did something wrong, you're not going to get sympathy from anybody because you did the interview under false pretenses, which is not good in journalism. You don't want to, like, whenever I do an interview, I make sure I'm very, very clear about how I'm conducting the interview, what the interview is used for. I always make sure that people get a chance to know what I'm going to talk about before I do it, and ask them, if there's anything in there you don't want or anything that is in there that, you want cut, let me know why we're doing the interview, and then I'll cut it out so that way there's nothing getting out that you don't accidentally want getting out. This guy did the interview with Lava completely under false pretenses, telling him it was not an interview for exposing Chris Tyson. It was an interview for something completely different, and it turned out it was a Chris Tyson expose. And now this is why a lot of people have an issue with this, and this is why this guy's about to get a lot of shit.
It's investigating. That's what it is.
I'm saying is that I know he knew that he was a minor when they met up. I'm saying I don't know if he knew he was a minor when he
are you really
began
saying
messaging.
Okay?
And that is what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to prove that he knew that he was messaging a minor, and you didn't.
Listen,
and that's
Seidel,
the problem.
one sec,
That is the problem.
One sec.
Dude, first of all,
No, Brad.
I lost it all. No, I can't go back. I'm sorry. I can't be perfect. You guys remember Simple Plan, man? Remember that song?
Right,
Okay, I'll let you talk.
I definitely, just to be clear, I think I'm pretty sure 100% there's like one screenshot that we have that's probably in the evidence folder, which definitely says that, he acknowledged his age. I have to look through it.
Nah, do it the James O'Keefe way. Invite you victim on a day, film with him on a hidden cabin, make him drink and ask him questions that will trap him. They did say that James O'Keefe was a guy that they looked up to.
Because I don't, there's a bunch of stuff we have to look through, and we did document it, just so you're aware.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
if you had to look through, hold on. If you had
Personally,
okay,
I
right.
couldn't do that. Yeah, Simple Plan is great. And Pierre's actually ripped, dude. Sox fans, one of my people. I'm happy you're around some of your people, Lexi. Again, anybody who's new here, thank you so much for joining. I hope everybody takes time to subscribe and like the stream so we can get more people in here. It's super, super fun. We have a great community, very supportive people. I remember Simple Plan, and now I feel old. How do you think I feel? At least I'm trying. Look, I got some grays coming in, guys. But I think right now I'm trying to milk the youthful look as long as I can before the kids catch on the fact that I'm a millennial. Yes, now I feel old. There's nothing wrong with Simple Plan. You all take that back. Simple Plan is based, and you're not old for liking them. You're incredibly awesome for liking them.
the evidence.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
If you had to look
Unless you're talking to a minor, then maybe it's a bit of an issue.
through the evidence, why didn't you delay the videos, or at least delay the video talking about the minor.
We couldn't do it because, like I said, someone was putting pressure on us, and
Oh
we
my
can't
God,
talk about it because there's a police investigation and it's unrelated to Chris Tyson.
Wait,
like,
wait,
I don't know
think
which
these
one
guys use so many fucking excuses. So many excuses these guys have for this shit. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to when we get like the battle starts getting real heated. I went past gray and jumped right to teal and maroon.
Person, but I think they're actually kind of important to the story because they were also posting on Chairman's website. So
yeah. I mean, if you watch my video, well, like, you know, again, I wish like some other YouTuber posted this, but like under my video, there's a lot more tweets that I talked about that Chris Tyson, you know, made. That's why, like, you know, I get a little bit triggered when I see somebody else make a video about it and not include everything, you know, and just like pick and choose what they want.
Swap tube.
Okay, cool. So I'll let Rack talk, but Chud, after they talk, could you drag in Gamma from the green room? That's the small commentary YouTuber that I want.
Dude, I was watching this and I wanted so bad to get in on this conversation, man. I wanted in so bad. Chud probably would have let me in too, but I would have had to have been one of the first people who wanted in because he told me I could come on the show if I need to, if I want to talk about something, but I have to disagree with him to get on there, and I agreed with everything he said. See, that's the hard part, like, for getting on Chud's show. Hi, Christina T. Welcome. The hard part about getting on with Chud is that he wants me to disagree with him, and me and Chud are so much alike with our opinions, except I'm a little nicer. But you know, so I felt like well, I was at work too, so I would not go on there unless I had my setup, you know, because you don't want to go on there sounding like shit.
Okay. Some questions.
That's fine. Right. So what have we got to say here? Then? What's going on now?
Okay. I'm a dude who I was kind of brought in last minute to work on like editing and shit because, you know, this video's been kind of in the works for like a long time. I'm not a big friend of Priya, but you know, I know the dude, we've spoken before, and kind of like was waiting for the right time to get all this shit out, you know, and now it's out. So, and it was like the last maybe few days before the deadline. And
listen, they might have dropped the ball in the investigation, but they definitely made an impact with a lot of stuff. And then I know before I went live, I was watching Kristen Ark stream. Hi, Christine. Hand pink waving. for some reason, the emojis don't work on my thing, but I gotta figure out how to make that work. I think it works on YouTube. I think it just doesn't work on Restream, which is the app I use to have the chat on the screen.
Me and a few other people, I can name some names here. Walrus05, I think GJ58, although that guy's kind of hopped off the face of the planet. We came in to kind of just, you know, tidy some shit up. Personally, I don't think we didn't have no time. We had a lot of shit planned, so the video didn't come out necessarily the way we wanted it to. But, you know, everybody knows the guy's a freak now, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's about it for introductions. Is there anything you'd want to get my perspective on or shit like that?
Well,
I mean, the production of the video?
Sure. I mean, the main thing is, I think, Prism, you wanted to bring this photo. What was the, you know, what did you want to bring to the the table with this?
Oh, well, he specifically told me that if there's any streams where people try to get me on to like bring on either him or Walrus, because they can communicate very effectively, and that's something I need to work on. And Rack, one thing I wanted to say is they already know that I already mentioned that I was being rushed. Like, we all were being rushed. So it wasn't like a deadline thing. It was more like I was told, hey, you got to get this out. And then I was just working my ass off to try to like record these videos, put all together all the evidence and get it out because we didn't have a choice.
Yeah, no, it was a hellish process. Do you tell them about the Mike Klum thing? Is that a thing that they're keyed in on?
Yeah, no, but yeah, Mike Klum, he wanted to get me on the documentary. And
for reference, Mike Klum is the guy who made the Boogie documentary.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know, there's two people.
He was making one on EDP, right?
Yeah, and then the thing about that is that.
All right, you guys kind of get the gist of it, right? So essentially, I'll jump forward a little bit when they all start having the blood sport, but rushed by who? So Timothy Smith, they essentially were rushed by, they're claiming they were rushed by Mike Klum because Mike Klum was doing a documentary on EDP 445, who was a guy that they were going to go to with this story to report it for some reason. Somehow, like, they thought that EDP 445 was going to, who's also a known pedo, was going to somehow report this story and get the information out there. Like, that would have been the fastest way to probably sink the credibility of your story. So they ended up just doing it themselves. And they kept saying there was this deadline around why they had to get this video out so fast and why they couldn't, like, double check their sources and find more information to back up their claims. And it ended up costing them a lot of credibility, which you'll see, like, a lot of people jump on their ass a little bit here about the way that they reported it. And then they also said that they lied to the victim who was involved in this because the guy who gave them the interview didn't know that they were doing an exposed piece on Chris Tyson and got mad that he found out that they only talked to him to get info to try to expose Chris Tyson. So that's a whole nother thing that's a ethical issue here. And this is why you're about to see a bunch of people get really, really mad at these guys. So I hope everybody's all caught up. But if you're not familiar with what's going on with Chris Tyson, he was friends with a 13-year-old in his 20s. and would say inappropriate jokes. He would say sexual jokes, stuff that really is not appropriate to say to minors. He would quote how much he loved lolly, which if you're not familiar with lolly, it's anime featuring young people like under 18 in sexual, situations, which kind of is pretty gross, but he's a huge fan of it. And listen, I'm going to be honest, right? You could take one look at Chris Tyson and tell that the guy mentally is struggling. Whether, no, it's not every day that a man who is very successful all of a sudden decides, you know what, today I'm going to be a woman. So if you don't think that he has some mental stuff going on there that might cause him to make some bad choices, another thing you could think is, too, maybe he became, a trans person because he knew that this was out there somewhere. But I know Chris Denark was going around before this, before I went live, and he was finding even more stuff that Chris Tyson said that was, like, really fucked up towards minors. Oh, yeah, I'm somewhat aware. Thanks for the synopsis, though. Yeah, you're very welcome, Tim. Very welcome.
Should he have done this differently? Yeah, but it's out.
So right now we're talking to the people who made the video, who made the exposed video on Chud stream earlier, and then there's other creators that are coming in to confront these guys to basically critique or criticize the way that they conducted their investigation.
At this point, and I think that trying to kind of kick him while he's down isn't really the best move.
That,
I think he gets it. I
understand what he's saying, but again, I'm asking him. Name a person you would have reached out to then, because you said you would have just made the video yourself.
I don't think there's any point in arguing on this front. It was done.
I think Gamma's saying he
would
have used a different process. Gamma would have gone to Twitter.
I have to slow it down now because
it's funny that he mentions that.
I
actually did that. I didn't.
You did do that. You did do that. I don't think there's any success in Twitter video will blow up.
No, I did that. I did post on Twitter. What I did was I made.
I don't think that we need to go back and forth about this either, because we've been in the same loop for like.
Lolita is the term used to describe women that look like pre-pubescent. That term started in France 100 years ago. Yeah, like I would consider like the movie Cuties to be like a real life lolly type movie. Pretty gross. I don't know anybody who wants to get their jollies off looking at cartoon, like sexy cartoon kids. I'm sorry. Not for me. I again, I want to just reestablish I like grown women. Call me crazy, but considering what's going on with Cody Co, what's going on with Dr. Disrespect, what's going on with EDP45, what's going on with almost half of these other freaking guys who just seem for some reason to not stay away from people under 18. I don't understand why you guys, you have everything. Jared from Subway, why is it so hard for you to just stay with adult women? Why do you go after kids? Never in a million years could I ever imagine myself in a situation where I would find myself wanting to somewhat be flirty with a youngin'. It's so gross to me, and the fact that there's so many creators out there that seem to find themselves in this situation is really alarming to me. Incredibly alarming to me. Like Cody Co, the Cody one, I'm a little more wary on because I don't understand why Tana came out now to talk about it, almost 10 years later. But Cody Co, for me, I don't feel like Tana was actually a victim. I feel like she knew exactly what she was doing in that situation, and Cody Co, being a freaking, I guess, degenerate at the time, did a huge mistake. Doesn't give him an excuse for why he did it, but to act like Tana's some kind of huge victim now kind of makes me cringe a little bit. But the Chris Tyson thing, these guys have proof that Chris Tyson was really flirting on the line of doing some really gross stuff around these kids, whether it's jokes or not. And one of the claims is that he didn't know that they were 13 or he didn't know how old they were, which is an easy out for most people. I mean, how many times on Chris Hansen's show did they say, I didn't know how old she was? She told me she was this age. It's an easy out. The point of the matter is, though, Chris Tyson should have never found himself in this situation to begin with. You should never be in a situation where stuff's going to come out about you that they find out that you were doing stuff that you shouldn't have around minors. I had one minor find their way into my Discord, and I felt even weird messaging them to be like, I'm sorry, this is an 18+ server. I have to kick you. It's nothing you did wrong. Come back when you're 18, but we just can't have you in there. I felt gross doing that. And these guys are somehow making sexual jokes with kids. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Do we have a clock here? Do we have a clock?
Listen,
Okay,
Rack,
okay,
you're
I'm
absolutely
not-
correct.
Like, what's
I
done is
just
fucking
mentioned-
done.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
done
yeah,
is
yeah.
done, and the information's out. So what needs to be
my
accomplished
issue-
was accomplished.
Tana was a big fan of Cody, but now that she is older, she regrets sleeping with him, and the issue is that someone told Cody to stop. She was a minor. 1 hour later, they did it anyway. Yeah, I know you're talking about Gabby Hanna. And now Gabby Hanna is a whole nother thing because Gabby has, like, some issues of her own. You know, how reliable is she? It seems like that whole story's true. Didn't Lolita originate with the Russian novel by Vladimir? Oh, I'm not sure. That's for Serena. Yeah, I wouldn't know the answer to that. But yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm not giving Cody an out at all. But do I think the guy deserves to be canceled forever for that? No. The guy fucked up big time. If you know, Tana Mojo, it's like there's a 7-year age difference there. So it's not like he was like some 40-year-old hitting up. It's not like Boogie. Like the age gap between Boogie and his partner is way bigger than between Cody and Tana. And again, I'm not saying that what Cody did's okay. It's really gross that he thought that was an okay thing to do, to sleep with a 17-year-old. Absolutely disgusting. But like to act like Tana's like some kind of major victim here and she's scarred for life and traumatized because of it, I don't know. I'm having a hard time buying that, you know? And I feel like Tana's almost kind of milking that situation a little bit. And I'm not saying that Cody's a victim either, but honestly, you know, we're just third parties looking at this shit, trying to give our best. But like, it's different than this. Like what Chris was doing here, in my opinion, was pretty fucking gross. Joking with minors about sex is like, it's like almost like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Miranda Sings stuff. It's like the same exact thing. Like Miranda Sings used to say inappropriate stuff around minors. So if you're going to hold Miranda Sings to that level of controversy, then you have to hold Cody Code to that. Not Cody Code. You have to, well, him too, but you have to, and Dr. Disrespect and EDP44 and the full fucking list of people that do this stupid shit. But you also have to hold Chris Tyson to that. If you're gonna cancel Miranda Sings, then you need to cancel Chris Tyson. Even though Miranda Sings is, I believe, still on the internet. Here's a real thing though. If you're gonna come online and talk shit about people, you better make sure that you're fucking clean as a whistle, because God forbid they find out that you did something that you shouldn't have. The whole internet's gonna hear about it, and no matter how much work you put into your channel, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
My issue is that you are continuously deflecting something. People here are not.
What do you mean
appreciating
deflecting? What if I?
Look, the issue here is that people aren't appreciating the way that you're trying to do any of this. People are fucking making a laughing stock out of you. And all I'm trying to say is that you are at least need to like concede and at least sort of
Concede.
like say that you may.
I need to submit to what?
You need to like at least concede to some points that you.
What do I need to submit to what?
Okay, look. One point that I wanted to bring up is the fact that.
I mean, I've already said like it could have been done better. What do you want me to say?
Think about everyone that you sleep with in the past. Probably have one or two who go, "Why did I sleep with that lady?" But it's just a story, so she don't fall relevance. Yeah, I think it's I definitely think like most people have slept with someone in their history that they regret sleeping with. I think that's just a general feeling for most people. Now, whether or not those people are going to come back later on in life and try to fuck you over, that's a different story altogether. I can't believe they thought EDP was the guy to talk to. Yeah, Lexi, that's my biggest head scratcher in this whole thing. Like, of all the people you could go to, they also just said they tried going to a Cheeto, but a Cheeto has some guy that runs his Discord and pretends to be him, which I would never do in a million years. Because if I piss that guy off and you know, he's representing me, he could say some shit that could get me in a lot of trouble. And then what am I going to be like, oh, it wasn't me, it was some other guy pretending to be me. Either way, it looks bad. Cheeto, run your own fucking server, dude. Don't be lazy. But apparently they said that Cheeto didn't care. He didn't care about it. I'm slowly beginning to learn. Like, I like Cheeto. I do. I think he's a talented kid. Although I'm slowly beginning to learn between the lyric stuff that he is not in YouTube for the right reasons. He's in it for money. And for notoriety. I don't think he cares too much about the facts. I don't think he cares too much about like making sure that he's like setting a good example. I think he's more like how did they decide on him on how did they decide on EDP 445, you're saying? Excuse me. It was because apparently they saw on Moist Critical's live stream that EDP 445 was desperate, and I guess they wanted to just get anybody who had any kind of following to do anything with this story, regardless of how checkered their past was. I mean, which commentary channel isn't in it for the money? I think there's a couple. I mean, yeah, the money's nice, right? Like, I would love for YouTube to become my full-time job one day, right? And that, unfortunately, that involves money. I mean, I'm lucky enough that I'm small enough that I can really kind of sell the idea that I'm in it for the information. But I think people like Mudahar probably cares about getting the truth out. I would say people like Oompaville, maybe not so much. He cares about information being correct, but I think he cares more about entertaining people. You know, I think that he just really enjoys entertaining people. So I think it could be a mix between a couple different things. It doesn't always involve just the money. Some people do it because they want to be able to make their own schedules. You know what I mean? So I don't always think it's just the money. I definitely think the money is obviously an attractive reason why so many people become YouTubers. Because believe it or not, it may look super easy to do this, but when you make a video and you've spent 4 or 5 days in front of the fucking computer editing your own shit, trying to make sure it's perfect and all the information's correct, that drains you, man. That drains you. Like, anybody who's talked to me on Discord after I posted that video, I step away for a little bit because I sit so long when I'm making a new video. I spend so long making it that I need time to be able to step away and just kind of unwind from what I just did. I need to start a commentary channel because I always end up talking back on the phone when watching a YouTube video because the creator has missed a point or said something dumb. Funny you should say that, Lexi. That's exactly why I started my channel. If you find yourself being someone who comments a lot in chats of lives or on videos, you probably could make it as a commentary YouTube channel because that's essentially all you're doing. You're taking comments that you put on the video and you're bringing it into real life. Are you active on Discord? Yes, I am. I have my own Discord. It's under one of my videos, so if you want to go on there and check it out. I have mad respect for you too, Lexi. But yeah, you're right. Commentary YouTubing is not incredibly hard, especially if you're like a daily YouTuber or daily commentator who talks about just whatever's popular that day. People like a Cheeto, people like Sensitive Society, even Diesel does it sometimes, where you basically just play a video game on the screen, and then you talk about what you want to add to the conversation. That to me would be pretty easy to do. E.G. Lely, don't forget. I call myself E.G. Lely. Don't forget to talk about Alabaster. Yes, we're about to end this real quick. Let's just finish this real fast.
Look, one thing that I want to bring up, and
then we're going to talk about Alabaster.
Are adamant you did not do nothing wrong on, is the fact that you fucking like Brion, not Brion. Queeman already said this, but you interviewed.
Well, can I say this? Because I was saying on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I love you, Chud. But that was your moment. You guys, I suggest going to check that out. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll put Chud's video in the description of this so that you guys can check it out. But it was pretty cool. The whole thing went really was really bananas. So I would suggest go checking it out. Where am I at here? Oh, there I am. I gotta move the chat though. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna throw Chud's video in the description of this video so you guys can go check it out. Oh, I'm watching my own video. I'm watching my own video live. Isn't that crazy? But I suggest checking it out if you guys want to see the whole thing. It's a 9-hour stream though, so make sure you scroll ahead to where that part is. All right. Now Chud's video is in there. Devs, what's up, Devs? Good to see you. Devs is a fucking champ. I can't tell you guys why, because it's a secret, but Devs is a champ. I can't get the logic into putting in all the time and effort to create multiple accounts just to hate on someone. Yeah, I think Alabaster's another ghost account, but we're going to be talking about them real quick. I gotta find the. Let me pull up my Discord so I can pull up that information here. Who sent me that shit? I get so much stuff that sometimes I can't remember who sent me what. I think this is it her? No. It might be actually. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find the information to be able to talk about Alabasta. Alabasta. Here we go. I think this is it. So this is on Twitter. Okay, here we go. Let me bring this up on the stream real fast. Nope, that's my YouTube. Nope, that's not it. Sorry guys, can you tell I'm a professional streamer here? I'm a special streamer. All right, so if you see behind me the X on the screen, that is from Worthy Payback. So they are still active. They're still spreading misinformation about SP. So in this one, it says, it seems that SP moderator Amy G has carried out her threat by sharing screenshots, causing more individuals to become collateral damage. These screenshots were sent to a YouTuber who Amy also belongs to in a community, resulting in further attempts at doxing. Now, here's the thing. They cross out stuff, but those are just social medias. I've seen this. I've seen this image before. All right, and it's they went and got it from my Discord. So if you see here, hang on, let me make it bigger for you guys. But if you look, they were in my Discord for 2 minutes, and they went and they screenshot it because Amy G's in my Discord. So they're acting like it's some big conspiracy, right? But here's the thing, right? If you unblock this stuff, those are just emails. There's nothing personal here. It's their social media accounts and emails, which are usually what people use to talk to one another on the internet. Are they not? Yes, smash that like button would be awesome. Secret champ or champion of secrets, right? And first off, I just want to say, obviously Amy G's in my Discord. Couldn't be a nicer person. Does not do the things that these people claim that she does. I'm just putting it out there. They do not do the things that she does not do the stuff that they claim. I don't know if they have such a hard-on for her because she's still a mod and they're not. But it's a big joke in my opinion. It's a big fucking joke. Yeah, see, Alabaster has me blocked. If you guys can see here, Alabaster has me blocked because I guess they don't want me being able to debunk what they talk about. But I was able to get a screenshot of what they talk about. So, Alabaster, if you don't want your screenshot shared, you better block everybody, baby. You better block everybody so that no one can see what you're talking about. Yeah, see, every time I go to click it, they're picking on Nani, too. So they're going after Nani. They're spreading misinformation, right? They reused the panda thing. They reused the panda video, which you guys know is Collins. Yeah, LOL at block everybody, Alabaster. So, because except for your 4 friends that have 16 accounts attached to them. And then there's people in there telling me I'm lying and shit, which, I'm sorry, how am I lying when I back up everything I friggin' talk about with facts? Does that seem like a lie to me? I don't think so. But Alabaster blocked you. They're probably blocked everybody in my Discord so that they can't be exposed for the freaking frauds they are. Listen, I don't care. At this point, right, if anybody is dumb enough. If you guys go see my latest post on X, I wrote that I'm aware of the Alabaster situation. Like, if you watch my videos and you still feel like what those people are saying are correct, you're on your own. You know, I can't help you. There is no helping you. This is on X, Ruggiero, aka Twitter, what used to be formerly known as Twitter. But it's pretty insane to me. It really is insane to me that these people are still going strong, as though they're acting like my videos didn't make anything. Worthy payback on X and Alabaster. Somebody can probably share. If you go look at my video, Ruggiero, or my X profile, I think I have Alabaster listed on there somewhere. So you're probably blocked too, though, Ruggiero. I'm not gonna lie. Although you don't use X, so maybe they don't block you. But these people are full of shit. They have no lives. I won't be blocked. I didn't think I'd be blocked too. I think I'm a pretty nice guy. Fun fact, Worthy Payback did message me on X and then came into my Twitter, and they were like, I didn't know how I was going to betray it because, you know, seeing who I am, and nobody knew who the hell they are. I'm pretty sure it's C. Jones, if I had to guess. Well, actually, I think it's a group of people who run that server, who run that account. I don't think it's just one person. I think there's a couple people. I think probably Charlie does it. I think C. Jones probably does it. I think Collins maybe got revoked because of what came out about him, what I reported out about him. But yeah, that's pretty crazy, pretty cringe, pretty gross. But they're still going strong. They're still trying to preach to anybody who will freaking listen. They have like a few small followers who believe everything they say. One of the guys looked like he was straight from India, and I said to him, did SP like stop you from scamming someone? And they accused me of being racist, I guess, because they look Indian. And I said, well, you played the race card pretty fast there, bro. What do you got now? Like, you played your best card early. Like, where do you go from here? You pulled the race card out like the first thing. Like you didn't even do any kind of like mental sparring. By the way, I still want to say that open invitation to anybody who wants to come on and debate me over this SP stuff. If you're listening, and I know you probably are, 110% open invitation. Come on, plead your case to me. If there's something I'm getting wrong, which I don't think I am, because I've gone over the information so many goddamn times that I know that I'm telling the truth. I feel like anybody who comes from the other side, like the reason this invitation has been open since the very first video I did. Jessica Smorks, yeah, it's really pathetic that they do this every day. It really is. Like, these people need to freaking find something to do with themselves. It's getting sad, and it's getting creepy, honestly. It's not me, it's you. We're going to be honest here. It's not me, it's you. We just can't talk anymore. But it's so bad. But I've said since day one, since I responded to Colin's very first video, which I always list in my descriptions as first contact, open invitation for anybody to come on to my lives and talk to me about your position on Pierogi and how I got it wrong. Because, you know what? I feel like anybody who feels like they are right wouldn't shy away from that, right? Shh, don't tell them, Ruggiero. They're going to block you next. Don't comment or anything. I need you to be my spy. I need you to be my spy in waiting. Get me all that good, all that juicy info. But, I mean, my next video is not going to be about Scammer Payback. I think I've covered it enough. Like I said, from beginning to end, that story's done. There's not anything more I could share. I mean, I could probably do he's of more like reveals of what was going on in the Discord. I could probably do more victims of Collins that are probably coming forward. But honestly, you guys get the point. You're not stupid, right? I don't need to hold your hand. You get the gist, right? These are creepy people who have too much time on their hands and need to find better things to do with their time. But I don't think that they're going to be able to stop Scammer Payback. And anybody who looks up Scammer Payback now also sees my videos, which is perfect. That's exactly what you want, right? So anybody who may stumble upon anything that Collins' videos are all gone. They're still pushing that Panda video, claiming that Pierogi's like admitting to fraud, which he's not. And then like always conveniently add that, or forget to add that Pierogi saved somebody in that call. But, yeah, it's whatever, guys. You know, we got to move on with our lives. We can't focus on them idiots anymore. I don't want to give them any more attention. Let's let them talk to themselves. They can spend all day talking about pierogi while we move on and talk about more things. We made our point. I think that we've successfully defended Scammer Payback, pierogi, Brandon, that whole crew, everybody who works for them. I think that we've successfully protected them and showed that this is a malicious attack with no credibility behind it whatsoever. If you can't figure that out, then I'm sorry, you will never be helped, and you are just living in an echo chamber where you refuse to look at facts and you refuse to look at anything that may resemble anything close to logical thought. All right, guys, I think it's time to do some karaoke. Let's karaoke it out and close it out. If angry people would put the same amount of energy into being happy, they'd be better. Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Red Sox fan. Have they posted anything about Collins, like his victims? They haven't mentioned anything that I posted in my... Have you seen, Jessica, have you seen my last video? They haven't said anything about it. I'm in the industry. We call the panda a sock puppet when you pose as someone or something else. Yeah, and we all know it was Collins, right? Somebody dared say, yeah, but you know what? That's not 100% proof that that's Collins. I'm like, well, then you're deaf. If you can't tell that that's Collins, one, you're deaf. Two, we've already connected. If you go look at Kristen Ark's stream, we connect the account to Collins live on that show. I saved the audio file, though, for mine because that was a gift to me, and I didn't want to share that with Chris because I gave him a lot of good stuff. In the industry, the adult industry, the adult film industry, posing as a sock puppet. All right, what do we got to do today? What is going to be a good song to sing? Yes, that's why I was curious if they're standing besides Collins. I mean, they probably are because they need every member they can get. And they're... Plus, like, Jessica, if you remember, the girl said she went to Charlie Echo Alpha and she went to see Jones, and they basically just ignored her. So I'm sure that they knew what he was doing. They just didn't care because they were his friend and he was part of their inner circle. And, you know, it's whatevs. It's whatevs, guys. Yeah, the peanut shelling industry. Full show. What do I want to sing tonight, guys? Oh, let's do Simple Plan. What a perfect way to end it, right? What a perfect way to end it. In honor of the guys that fucked up the Chris Tyson video. I just don't get why they think SP is pulling your strings. Yeah, I don't know. Probably because I was so good at my job. They thought I couldn't possibly have done it without their help, right? I don't know. I think they think that, you know, again, when you think the worst of someone, you always think that they're doing something nefarious that they're not supposed to be doing. So that's why I really think that they think that Progi and everybody's giving me all of like doing this for me. I swear though to you right now that not once has Pierogi ever pushed me to make a video, has ever you know, told me I need to do this or this. You know, everything I've done is my choice to do. Shock collar karaoke, that's right. Never felt any pressure from Scammer Payback whatsoever to make anything. You know, I do this because I want to. She blocked me and then replied to my comment. What a joke. What a effing joke. Because they know that they know that I'm going to come with receipts and then it's going to make them look bad. So the only way they feel like they'll be able to convince anybody is if they just get rid of is if they don't allow me to speak. I mean, that's like what they do in Russia, right? Isn't that what they do in Russia to silence their political rivals so that they can't contribute anything? Next, they're gonna whack me so that I can't speak ever again. That would be a mistake, though. I'm just warning you. If you guys are planning on coming to my house, we're Republicans and we have plenty of things to defend ourselves. So just warning you, that would be a huge mistake on your part. All right, let's do it. We're gonna do some Simple Plan, baby. I'm just warning them, Kat. So if they try to come here, you know, they're not going to make it home. It's a one-way trip. I mean, anybody who shows up to someone's house looking for trouble is probably going to have you know, that's a risk you take. Let's go! Hey, Dad, look at me. Think back and talk to me. Did I grow up according to plan? This is Colin singing. Do you think I'm wasting my time doing things I want to do? But it hurts when you disapprove all along. And now I try hard to make it. I just wanna make you proud. I'm never gonna be good enough for you. Can't pretend that I'm alright. And you can't change me, 'cause we lost it all. Nothing lasts forever. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. Now it's just too late, and we can't go back. I'm sorry, can't be perfect. Hell yeah, Lexi. We're going back to high school. I mean, after all, we're talking about gossipy drama, right? I try not to think about the pain I feel inside. Did you know you used to be my orange hoodie? All the days you spent with me, replying to my videos, and it feels like you don't post anymore. And now I try hard to make it. I just wanna prove you wrong. I'm never gonna be good enough for you. I can't stand another fight. And Colin, nothing's alright, 'cause you lost it all. Nothing lasts forever. I'm sorry, you were the panda. Now it's just too late. I found your voice, and I'm sorry. I pointed that out to everyone. Nothing's gonna change the things that you said. Nothing's gonna make this right again. Please don't turn your back. I'm sorry you took down all your videos, 'cause you were full of shit. I'm ruining Simple Plan for Collins as we speak. Sorry, buddy. 'Cause Collins lost it all. Nothing lasts forever. I'm sorry, you can't be the panda. And now it's just too late, and you can't go back. I'm sorry, you were the panda. 'Cause you lost everything. You deleted all your videos. I'm sorry, Collins, you're not perfect. Yeah. It's just too late. You won't do anything without that motherfucking hoodie. And you bother girls when they don't want you to. That one's for our boy Collins. One up in the air for Collins, everybody. Rest in peace, buddy. On the internet, not in real life. He's still alive, I believe. I still believe he's alive. Oh, that was fun. Where else on the internet are you gonna find a streamer who sings about the beef season? Thank you, Carla. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Red, I saw your comment about making your day brighter. I'm happy that I was able to help you with that. That's all I ever want to do is just cheer people up and make them have a better day. You know, life's too short. Life's too short to yeah, let's go, Collins. We miss you, buddy. We miss you, Collins. You're my boy Blue. You're my boy Orange. I'll think about you every day till I die. He's probably sitting there being like, I can't stand that guy. Anyway, guys, I think that's a good place to end the stream today. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Monday. I know I did. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Like, honestly, without y'all, I can't do this shit. So, yeah, that's right. You'll always be in our hearts, Collins. The rest of y'all, though, we don't really care. Y'all just talk amongst yourselves. Like the teacher would always say when she wants to go do something, when she's hungover. Y'all just talk amongst yourselves. Collins, though, he was the real hero. He was the real hero in this whole story. He was the only one who had the balls to get up there and just make up a bunch of shit. Anyway, guys. All right. My name's E.G. Lately. It was fun hanging out with y'all. I will talk to y'all guys very soon. Peace out.